Inkspot is a cloud solution for R&D projects. It offers software component hosting and automation through workflow, easily extended by the addition of new components using practically any technology. It's backed up by the flexibility of the cloud. It has sophisticated security and IP management built in. And it's all wrapped up in a Web 2 environment which supports collaboration and communication within teams. Inkspot hosts software as components in workflows. It's easy to add new workflows and simple to create them using pre-packaged components. Components can be created using many different technologies and languages. In this example, a simple file upload written in Java is connected to plotting component using the GNU-plot open source libraries. When the workflow is finished, it's saved and run on the Inkspot servers, which are cloud enabled, giving the user a chance to run one server or 100. Very complex workflows can be put together in this way by assembling available service blocks. Once done, the workflow itself becomes a service block, as is shown in this example for data mining. Inkspot manages all objects that are stored, whether they be files such as this created in the previous analysis, information about people, or software components and workflows. Management makes sure that there is a clear audit trail, such as shown here, for any of the objects in order to manage intellectual property, and controls access. In this case, the graph is shown as being publicly available with read access. The default is private, completely private, and the user has fine-grained control over who to give access to. It's easy to set up virtual teams from people that use Inkspot and that you can connect to. It's straightforward to communicate with other members of your team, individuals, or the public through blogging and other mechanisms. Inkspot Designer is a desktop client that we use to extend the workflow block services. These can be added using a number of different languages. The client's synchronized with the hosted Inkspot servers. So what we're looking at here are files that are stored on the host. To create a new service block, there are boilerplate files to help the developer build blocks that are consistent with the Inkspot framework. So one file, service.xml, is where we define the name of the block and the service, some description, a URL for a home page, a number of other factors that normally don't need to be changed. The properties definition allows us to define parameters. These parameters can be changed at runtime using the menu on the workflow block editor. The inputs are the types and number of input ports, usually shown on the left of the block, and the output ports shown on the right. The main then is, the main file is where we put the internal code. In this case, it's a simple transfer of data from the input port to the output port. And the library.xml file lets us add in dependent packages. The help file will appear on the pop-up on the workflow editor, and that's about it. One example I've done before uses an R library, RCDK, for cheminformatics. It reads in the files as data as chemical structures, converts them, and does a rather complex calculation of a property, the A log P. That routine has been built by specialists and is stored on the CRAN package management system used by the R project and is available open source. Having built that service, I can now create a workflow. This is effectively the same workflow that you'll see on the workflow editor in the hosted version. So I pull in one block for loading a CSV file that contains a chemical structure. I pick out that particular column with the second block and pass it to the A-log-P calculator. Save it and run it. And it runs on the Inkspot servers. Inkspot platform hosts software components and workflow automation in the cloud. This allows the easy integration of components from specialized domains and different technologies. It's fully Web 2 enabled with a focus on fine-grained control of security. And there's inbuilt digital signing and an audit trail for the management of intellectual property. It also offers tracking for building flexible payment systems. The overall platform has been used to build the Inkspot Science site, as well as Inkspot and third-party applications. Inkspot provides a cloud platform enabled for Web 2 hosting. It integrates software components from multiple technologies and domains. It has fine-grained control of security, audit trails, digital signing, and resource tracking. The current status is a stable open beta. It's in regular use by over 100 people. We're mainly focused on R&D collaboration and domain libraries and components for science and engineering, as well as generic blocks for web service queries. However, the Inkspot platform can be used to host any software component. It's not restricted to R&D. For further information, contact me, David Leahy, Joanna Berry, or Paul Watson at inkspotscience.com.